sir.
Obviously, rates are a little higher than we'd like them to be. We got some bad news from the Fed this week. Give me your perspective on what's happening in the market. What's going on right now?
Yeah, I'll give you my feedback. Earlier today, I hosted 2 open houses. Both were expected to have tons of traffic. They're both nice houses in separate areas of town. One in Warwick, one in Cranston. So you figure it's very busy, right?
Yeah.
It was quite the opposite. So altogether, between
And the weather today was good. Should have been
weather was good.
Should have been a good traffic
Weather
day
was
today.
good. Traffic was on the lighter end on both houses. 8 people showed up between both houses. So that's showing us that there is a shift. There is, now that the weather's changing, it's getting colder. A lot of buyers hold back because it's cold, and these interest rates are not helping anyone. So a lot of people are still holding back. Still houses to be sold and bought, but now we're seeing that there's less demand on the buyer side.
Okay. Do we think values are going to drop?
I honestly don't think so. Manny did say we still had around eight folks at those open houses.
Mm-hmm.
And if you think back previous to COVID, when I was doing open houses, I would typically get anywhere between 2 to 4 people per open house.
Okay.
So we're going back to how it shoto be at an open house.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be getting 20, 30, or 40 people at an open house realistically, normally. So it's like, again, we're going back to normal here. These properties are still getting offers. Like one of those properties that Manny mentioned already has an offer. So what we are seeing is the serious buyers are out there.
Yes.
Those
correct.
people who were thinking about buying, who've been thinking about buying and all that, they've been
They're
looking
on the
for
sidelines now.
They're
Yes,
on the
yeah,
sideline.
yeah,
But
I won't lie to either of you. I'm getting a lot of sticker shock lately when I quote payments.
Yeah, and that's happened to a couple of my clients personally. They get sticker shock. We go shopping for houses and they actually see the payment, they get scared.
We had one together.
We did. We
had
had
one
one
together.
and unfortunately
The pre-approval went great. I bonded with the kid.
Yep.
We get all the way to the end. I'm like, all right, let's talk about payment.
sticker shock.
Yeah.
Sticker shock. It's all fun and games until it gets real, right? Then we start seeing houses. We put offers on houses. What's my payment going to be? They weren't expecting that payment, but again, they didn't know. They didn't know what the price of the house and what the interest rate and everything. And once you give them the idea, they got a little held back. But nothing you did wrong. It's just the real serious buyers are still out there.
Yep. Because regardless what type of market we're in, people still need a home.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, those serious buyers are still out there.
Exactly.
Now, supply and demand is kind of a core tenet of society.
Yeah.
I feel like that's going to save us from having values tank.
Yeah.
And supply is still an issue, right?
Correct.
Yeah. We are still.
I think I saw 900 single-family homes
Yeah, I
listed in
think
the state.
over. Yeah. It's still like an all-time low.
The historic number, like average, is what, 25? Am I wrong in that? 2,500.
Yeah, or a little bit more.
25 to 3,000 range, or even a little more than that.
So we're 70% below.
That was still way
So
down.
when
Way
people
down.
talk to me and they say, oh wait, I'm waiting for the values to tank, there's no supply for that to
People
happen.
think what happened in 08 and like what's going on now is completely
planet.
different.
It's completely different.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's not the same by any means.
I can tell you from the lending perspective, I wasn't in N08. If I was, I probably would have done all right. But it's so much harder. There's so many more guidelines, laws.
Yes, there's a lot more
fail
restrictions.
safes,
Yes.
checks and balances.
Correct.
So I don't think we're going to have a repeat.
No.
No.
Now, see, what's going to most likely happen is, so right now rates are around 8%.
Yep.
Once rates drop anywhere between, like let's say, back to 7 or 6%, there's going to be an influx of buyers like crazy. I read an article online this week that every 1% that the rate drops by, so like I said, we go from 8 to 7, that means 5 million more people are going to jump into the market. If there's another percent, another 5
Just
million.
from people who don't qualify that will qualify again.
Correct.
Correct.
So
But what does that mean? That means that your house value is going to go up more because
Even more,
there'll be
'cause
more
there's gonna be
demand.
more buyers.
There'll be
Yeah.
more. There'll be more
Makes
demand.
perfect sense to me.
I think the age of finding a house for $200,000 in Rhode Island or $250,000 or $300,000
It's over. It's over.
It might be over.
Yes. But I don't want anyone to get scared. There are still houses out there. We're still finding those deals for our clients, your clients. We're still out there grinding out every day, and we can find those.
I'm corny, but not this corny. I don't like the date the rate campaigns that you guys have probably seen out there, but it is true. It's true. Take this rate now. When they drop, we'll refinance you out of it and we'll save you significant money. Because
Correct.
a very smart man once told me, don't wait to buy real estate.
You buy real estate and then wait. Correct.
I wonder who that man is.
It's a mystery that the universe will never solve.
No, but one thing is like when I'm doing this, when I'm sitting down with my buyers, I'm pretty honest with them. So I'm pretty much like, listen, this is what the payment is going to be right now. Yes, the rates could drop in 6 months or 12 months, but I want you to be prepared for if it doesn't, you're still fine with that payment.
Correct.
You
Because
have to, you always have to plan worst case scenario.
Because I mean, there's I can't guarantee you that it's going to be 6 months, 12 months. It could be like next month. Who knows?
Can you tell the future in your beer? No.
I wish I could.
So there's no crystal ball per se.
How many beers have I had?
7.
Then I might be a fortune teller at that point in time.
No, all seriousness.
It'll be my bed.
All seriousness, our buyers ask us all the time, like, should I wait? Should I get the house? And if you're comfortable with the payment, get the house. Absolutely. It's only going to go up in value. Like, if I would have waited from 7 years ago, can I afford my house today? No.
It would have been double.
It would have been double. And this was our starter home. I love my home, but thinking now, fast forward 7 years, if I would have waited, I won't be able to get my home.
The answer is never waiting.
Correct. Correct.
And unfortunately, I have waited too long. We're finally doing something, but I can speak from experience. I waited too long.
No, but you know what? You got a good team around you, and we're here to support you and kick you in the butt if needed.
Scared money don't make money.
That's right.
There you go.
That's right.
100%.
And we got each other's backs, right? So if you run an idea by one of us, hey, it's a good idea or it's not a good idea, you're gonna let you know either way.
Don't want to get corny. Don't want to get emotional.
Go ahead.
Don't want to get emotional.
Do it up.
I consider you two gentlemen friends. I like
We are friends.
the friendship we built out of a professional relationship.
Yes. And you know what? Drink to that, guys. Salud.
Cheers to that.
Salud.
Cheers to that.
Salud. The universal feedback I get on you two gentlemen is that you're fantastic from every client I refer.
But I mean,
Of which now it's becoming multiple and multiple and multiple.
But I mean, it's just, again, even like when I sit down with a client, the way I look at it is, okay, I put myself in their shoes. It's like, if I'm them, like, what, I want to be told the truth.
Yeah.
I don't want to be lied to. I have clients right now who I have advised them because of their situation to wait. Again, everybody's different. But most of my clients are out on the market because in this situation, it makes sense. So it all depends. You take it client by client and situation by situation. So, but I let people know I'm not in this for like a paycheck.
No, I watch you two gentlemen change lives. I do.
Yeah, I mean,
that's what we try to do.
Yeah.
We are forever agents. So it's like we're not here for one transaction. We're here for the life of it. Whether you buy it in 10, 20 years, we're here for you. So
I'm shameless plug again. I've witnessed this man do what it takes to get a deal done.
This is true.
What did many do this time?
This is true.
So we had an appraisal come back.
Oh.
Yeah.
Little, small, minor issue on the appraisal.
Correct. If there's any issue, I always tell my clients, I'm going to be there. Whether you're the buyer or seller, I'm there for you. I want to make this transaction as smooth as possible. This is if you're a buyer, this is the biggest purchase ever in life, right?
Yeah.
Besides buying a car or having a baby, right? You're going to buy a house.
Unless Francis gets his mitts and turns into an investor, then it's one of 7 of the biggest transactions you'll ever do.
Correct. 1 of 10.
Correct. But I know I've been there. I've helped someone with an inspection. I helped someone move furniture. I helped someone move into the new home, out of their old home. I helped someone paint.
I was on the phone with you and I heard the wrench.
Exactly.
I heard the wrench.
Exactly. So if I need to move anything, if I need to help you out anyway, I'm there.
Yeah.
And that's what I tell people. It's not just, okay, here, I'm your agent. I'm going to show you a house. I'm going to sell you a house. No. Okay, Manny, I need help with this. Sure. Hey, Manny, I need help. Can you find me a plumber? Can you find me an electrician? I have those contacts, so I want to be that point. Hey, Manny, can you reach out to XYZ? Sure. Had a previous client from 4 years ago having trouble renewing her insurance. I reached out to an insurance guy that I know. He helped her out. She's very happy.
I believe I answered a question on that or two with you.
The same issue.
Yep.
Yeah, same issue. So you were there. I picked your brain. And
I gave you the bad news.
And you said, hey, this is what can happen, worst case scenario, if insurance is not found.
State-forced insurance
Oh.
is awful.
Well,
because guess what? If it gets to the point where the state's forcing it, they're giving you the worst policy.
The worst
in the
insurance,
history
yeah.
of life.
Yeah, it's probably 2 or 3 times higher than it should be.
Easily.
And we lucked out. And, I'm glad to call.
Quick shout out to LaPointe Insurance. For sure.
LaPointe Insurance,
Best
they helped me
in the
out. They were there right away. I gave my client friend the number, and right away they give her a call and she's happy.
Yeah.
I like it.
So they got the problem solved, and that's who I am, and that's what I'm about. I like to help everyone around me, you know?
All right, Manny Paginski.
Yes, sir. Let's do it.
All right, guys. So second topic. Somebody's coming to you and they're thinking about selling.
Yep.
What's your advice for the listing process? What are the tips? What are the tricks? What are the do's? What are the don'ts?
That's a good one. The first thing that I like to do.
Should I keep cutting the grass?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. Please cut the grass. The first thing I tell my clients is to declutter. Always declutter and depersonalize the space. So, you know, some people will have a lot of pictures of their family members or etc. Bring that down, make it less personal so someone else can see themselves there.
Open palette, blank palette,
Correct.
Yeah.
You know.
blank canvas. That's
Yeah,
what I was
Yeah.
looking
You don't have to take everything out, but you know, if say you had a young child, there's toys everywhere, let's move those toys to a closet. Let's open up a space so if I'm the buyer, I can see the space nice and open. I'm like, wow, okay, I can see my stuff there, it fits.
So if you were, say, obsessed with the band Blink-182 and you had approximately 75 articles on the wall from the band, would you recommend those come down?
I'd say one, that's awesome. I respect the collection. It's an awesome collection. I did see it myself. It's real nice. And two, I would say tone it down a bit. Not everyone has the same likes. You know?
Of course.
I
of
might
course.
like it. You might like it. Of course, you know, if it's your personal collection, of course you like it, right? I have my personal collection I like of stuff, so it's the same thing. You know, I would just tone it down a bit.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it all depends what type of market we're in. For example, the type of market that we've been in, things like that, I'm okay with. Like, I don't mind it as long as
So
it's
this
not
is
being
fascinating
overdone.
to me because
Yeah.
you gave the opposite answer of your colleague here. So I like the dichotomy. I like the alternating perspectives.
Yeah, to me, it wasn't like over. To me, it wasn't overdone because I go into some properties where I had to tell my sellers, like, listen, you have some creepy stuff here. You have some like weird stuff. Like, we need to tone it down.
So I
if there's
agree,
like guns
I
on the
agree.
walls,
I
I was
agree.
like, okay, we need to take the down.
It
calm down the
wasn't
guns.
overdone. If something is overdone, then yes. No, it was fine the way it was. You know, it wasn't.
Yeah, there's always certain things, but what I usually do is I'll meet with the seller and go through the house with them. So, for
I can speak
example,
to that.
yeah, so we want to make sure there's certain things about the house that are good to go. We don't want any chip and paint in the house.
Correct.
Now, the reason being is, like, I want your house to be able to qualify for any type of financing.
Yeah, because your best offer might come from a FHA or
Correct.
VA.
You don't want to shorten your buyer pool.
Yeah.
You know, you want to show it to everyone.
Correct.
So if it takes a quick coat of paint, hey, let's touch up that trim. Let's get it done.
Easy. It takes a couple
You
minutes.
guys doing that makes my job so much easier.
Yeah. Because it avoids an issue
Because
coming up.
winter's coming, all right?
Yeah.
If I get appraisals to come back subject to, I'm going to go paint.
Yeah,
It's cold.
Exactly.
Correct.
Cold.
So
Exactly.
I go through the sellers and be like, okay, these are the minor things that I would like for you to do, just so we can qualify for any type of financing. I want your house to qualify for VA. I want your house to qualify for FHA, for any type of financing. Now there's special circumstances where, okay, if we can't get them to that point because it needs more work than what the seller can afford, then we want the house to look. What I always tell people is make it look like nobody lives here. That basically meaning, you know, declutter everything and make the house.
So if the property
look
needs work,
great.
make it look as vacant as possible.
Yeah.
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 If it's something that needs.
Is that so people
Work.
can see the potential?
Correct.
Yes.
Okay,
Correct.
that makes sense.
You always want to maximize potential, right, and maximize your views. How many eyes are seeing your home, right? So if there's work to be done, but the space is big, one of my buyers can get that out of the head and be like, oh, I see myself here. If I paint the wall, if I touch up the little hole that's at the bottom, you know, touch up the trim, whatever that is,
Yeah.
I still want the house.
Yeah.
You know,
And like the other main thing is, which people should realize, whenever you list a house and somebody sees it online, the first thing they're gonna do is, if they like it, they're gonna drive by your house. So what do you want to do?
Yes, they are.
yeah,
Make that curve appeal.
yeah.
Look good. You don't have to do anything crazy. Cut the grass, clean the yard. If there's anything broken from the house, just make it look nice. Because again, the first impressions matter.
Yeah.
So you want to make it look nice.
Yeah, your first impression is your best impression,
Yeah.
right? So if you drive by and there's trash outside, leaves everywhere, you're gonna drive right by that house. You're not gonna want to look inside.
Yeah.
You know, you want to be attracted to the house. When I drove by, okay, that's stuck in my head. I want to go see 123 Main Street. I'm going in.
Yeah, like if they drive by the house and there's a toilet in the front of the house in the yard, it's like, what is going on here? You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
You would hope some things are obvious, but I'm sure
Yeah.
sure they're not always.
Now there's certain circumstances where I'll meet with a seller and be like, yeah, just don't do anything. Don't worry. I mean, this is an investor's property. In that case, you just leave it as is. But we take it case by case.
You're still a believer in open houses.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Absolutely. That's a great way to drive many eyes to your property, right? So say you're selling your property, we host an open house, we advertise on the social media, we send it to everywhere, the Instagram, the WhatsApp, the Facebooks. You know, you look online, you're going to see your house. You look on any third party site, you're going to see your house. So you're going to get people in your house, and that's our job. We drive the people there, So I 110%, I love doing open houses. I love meeting new people. I love to hear why they want to buy this house, why they're looking if it's the job or if the family's growing or something. I like that interaction.
Yeah.
Is it always smart to take the highest offer?
No, no, not at all. I mean, it all depends on the circumstances of the seller, because I've had offers where it's just they're ridiculous.
Yeah.
In terms of like pricing, it's like we all know it's not gonna price. We're just gonna waste our time.
You have to be realistic.
Yeah. So let's focus on the conditions and let's focus on other things. Okay, does closing quick matter to the seller? Then if it does, okay, then that's a big plus. Closing cost credit, does that matter to the seller? Okay, then that's another plus. So it's like, it's not just, I tell my seller, don't just focus on what the dollar sign says here. Let's look at the whole deal. Okay. At an entirety.
Yeah.
It's not just the dollar amount, it's everything else associated
Quality of
with
the buyer
it.
too. What kind of program is it?
Yeah.
Correct.
How much money are they putting down?
Yeah.
Correct. Don't just go by the highest and best value, because that can be a headache down the road. I had someone in my personal sphere go for the highest value, and it turned out to be a wreck. So hey, we had to, instead of going from 90 days smooth transaction with buyer A, we went with buyer B because they offered more money. Terms fit, but we had to wait for appraisal. That was short. We had to do repairs and we had to do all kinds of stuff, which the first offer was not asking. So I always try to educate my client, try to talk to them, let them know that the highest offer is not always the best. Look at everything below that offer. If everything matches up, then sure, go for it. If it's not an insane offer but it's still the highest, and the trends in the neighborhood are going in that direction, you're not going 80K over a house and the closest house next door sold for 5K over. You got to look at everything, and I explain everything in detail to my clients and make sure they make that
Most educated decision possible.
correct.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Correct. Without, hey, choose this one. That's not me. I don't do that. That's not our job. We educate, we show all offers, and present the buyers as they come along.
This will be my last question on this subject. How do you, I don't want to use the word convince, persuade somebody who might be on the fence about selling, but their hesitation is that they don't want to give up their 3% interest rate to go acquire the 8s that I'm currently offering?
Ooh, so I never persuade anybody or try to convince anybody to sell.
Okay.
I advise them. I give them advice, and I have them go over the pros and cons, and ultimately the seller has to decide whether those pros and cons are worth putting the house on the market.
It
for.
has to fit their situation.
Yeah, it all depends on the
If
situation.
you're looking to sell, to upgrade to a bigger house, upsize, or buy an investment property, it has to fit your situation, right? So if you have a tenant and you need to move that tenant to another property, are they willing to move? What terms are they going to move on? It has to all work out. It can't just be like, hey, sell your home today, we'll get it done. Yes, we can sell your house, but we're never going to force you to sell your house. It has to be your decision as a consumer to be like, what, I'm going to list with Francis or Manuel, the Geraldo group. I'm going to sell my house using them because they gave me the education first. They didn't force me to do anything. Everything was upfront. Hey, this is what we need to do. This is what we can get for your home, and we move forward step by step.
It's a big tactic of mine. Well, pressure doesn't work.
No, we don't want to. I mean, we've had a lot of conversation. It's like I've never pressured people, but I let you know what's going on.
Yeah,
like if a market is shifting, I'm gonna let you know, not to pressure you. But
if you pressure someone, maybe you get the one transaction, maybe.
Yeah, but
they're not come back.
But you're not gonna be the forever agent.
You're not getting referrals.
Correct.
Yeah, but one thing, it's like every time that I'm having these conversations with the sellers, it's like I stress to them, okay, is your next move going to be something that you're looking to do only for like a year or two, or is this like a long-term move? Like the reason why I'm asking that is like if you're looking to move just for like the next year or two, it might not be worth for you to sell your house right now. But if this is like a long-term move, it makes sense.
Yeah.
The reason being, I mean, real estate always goes up and down, but if it's a long-term, history says you're gonna make out. You're gonna be in the plus.
Correct.
So yeah, it all depends. Client by client, case by case. But I've told some sellers too when I met with them, I was like, I'm not sell this house. If I was you, why do you want to sell it? In your situation, it makes no sense.
I get it.
It is what it is. I mean, again, we're not here just for paycheck.
Correct.
So-
No, we're here for long term. So if we help you sell your house, potentially one day we want to help your kids, get a home, and hopefully they'll think of us. So it's not like we're gonna rush sell you a home and forget about you. No, we want you to be like, I had a great experience with the Geraldo Group, and I want to move forward. Hey, my kid's not ready. My uncle's not ready.
My children won't have a choice. They're using that road.
There you go. Done.
I like that. Boom.
Done.
You met both my kids. Once they get there, they won't have a choice.
Done.
I'm doing the financing, and y'all finding them the house.
Done.
I like that.
I got
like
two,
that.
so 1 and 1. Bang.
Boom.
Done.
No fighting. 1 and 1. I like it.
Peyton's nicer. We need your personality for Brady. You can handle
There we
fight.
go. I got it.
All right, let's end on this note, fellas. Let's end on this note before we get into the review. How about them Patriots?
Ooh.
Good win today. It was a good win today.
Today was a good win. I'm happy about that. Today was a good win. Have they played their best up to this point? No.
No. Oh, God, no.
Absolutely not. But today was a good game. It was a nail biter at the end, but they came up with the W.
I
and-
like that they had to go for adversity to get the win.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean it's been.
It was good to see Mac have to step up and
I
deliver.
am the biggest Mac hater that you can think of. Away from him when he was drafted, but to see him finally be able to come back and get a big win, because this is a big win.
And
That was
it,
huge.
honestly, we watched it in
I
real
got
time.
excited.
It was a good pass.
I get excited.
Yeah.
I mean, beautiful. This is what I want to see. Like, show me that you can play. Show me that you're not a bottom tier quarterback, and he definitely showed that today. So I'm excited.
I agree.
This makes it a season. It's not a lost season. I think we can make this a season.
Are you a Belichick guy?
I love Bill.
Would you
Huge-
fire him?
I will not fire Bill. I will not. Listen, when you have done things that nobody else has even done or come close to, you deserve to go out on your own terms. I know people say he shouldn't, but listen, this man helped
He's
the
done a lot.
Patriots win.
No, listen.
How many Super Bowls now?
Tom Brady is 6. Tom Brady was a big part of it.
Yes.
Tom Brady wasn't always Tom Brady.
Correct.
If we remember.
Correct.
He was the 199th pick in the draft. That first year, he was solid. He didn't make mistakes. He didn't really turn into the Tom Brady we know until that 07 season, the undefeated
Yeah.
season.
Yeah.
And then, he's Tom Brady, but Bill Belichick and those defenses had a lot to do
Listen,
with.
the guy deserves to go out on his own terms. What he did to this organization, nobody else is going to do.
And I see the talent, man. There's a
Let him
team in
go.
here. There's a team in here. They just need to.
They need to come together. At the
Yep.
Yeah.
They are, I believe, in my
Yeah.
opinion, like 1 or 2 players away from being good.
My other point on it. Well, would you fire Bill?
I wouldn't. I would.
You almost said would.
I think it's he should enjoy life. He's done a lot, and I
True.
appreciate what he's
That's
done.
He wants to win one without Brady.
Yeah, I get that. He wants to prove that he didn't need Brady. I don't think he needed Brady. It was just the team.
I don't
at
think
the
he needs to
time.
prove anything about his legacy.
Correct.
He's the greatest coach of all time.
He's the greatest. And
Even Tom will say that.
I
Tom,
would say-
Tom goes out of his way to talk about Bill.
I don't say fire him. I'll say if this is his last season, Bill, you did great. Thank you for the memories. They were amazing. You had an amazing run. Go enjoy your life. You made it this far. Go hang out on an island somewhere.
I'm a Belichick guy.
Isn't
You
he
know-
a Nantucket guy? Or
He's a
Martha's Vineyard?
huge Nantucket
Yeah,
guy. He's got the
Nantucket.
boat.
Oh,
He
yeah, got
renames
that
it. He names it after the amount of Super Bowl
Is
rings
it
he has.
7-star or is it 7
I think it's 8 rings.
Or 8 rings he called.
'Cause he got the
I
two of
should
the
know
Giants.
that. I should know that.
I'm a huge Belichick guy. He can coach here until he decides to turn the lights off, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Yeah. Who are you gonna replace him with?
that's a good question.
You gonna promote Gerard Mayo because
No,
that's the same thing.
no,
just not as
that's
good.
Like, if you're gonna you gotta get rid of
Oh, you gotta
everybody.
clean house.
You gotta
You
clean
gotta clean
house.
house.
I don't want that. I don't
No,
want that right now.
no.
So what coach are you hiring that? And then, sir, how are you gonna feel when Belichick does exactly what Brady did? Handpicks a stacked team, because if he leaves New England, he's not done.
No, he's not done.
He's going to go to a roster that's loaded, and he's going to win the Super Bowl somewhere else.
Correct.
I don't want to see that.
And then he'll hang up his.
That'll piss me right
whistle
off.
and he'll hang
That'll
up-
piss me right
Then I'll
off.
end up getting
Yeah.
a Bill Belichick jersey from whatever team he's on.
I
Just
would
like I
too.
did
I
with
would
Brady.
Yeah,
1,000,000%. I would turn into wherever.
He wore
fan
that. He
real
wore
quick.
that hoodie. I'm gonna go buy that hoodie.
Exactly.
You're gonna cut off the
Exactly.
sleeves.
Yeah,
too.
exactly.
All right, I'm gonna rapid fire us. I'm gonna rapid fire us because I'm feeling it today. We had calamari the other day.
Yes.
How was it? I won't name the place, but how was it? I know how it was. I just want to make you say it.
Oh, we did have calamari. Yes.
It rhymes with fry
Yeah, I don't.
or high.
Yeah.
Bye.
I wasn't too impressed, to say the truth. You know, to me it was on a little dry side.
There it is.
Oh.
You know, so honestly speaking, like it tasted a little dry for me.
Okay.
Maybe I just have
Well, I had some calamari yesterday.
weird taste, but you know.
Oh, where'd you get calamari from?
For Fleming's.
Oh, God.
It was
done. Cut the tape. Cut the tape.
How was that?
Done.
It was amazing. So they have like a chili, like a sweet
No,
chili
I'm
sauce.
very,
Yeah,
I don't
no.
partake in the seafood, but I'm very
No.
familiar with that.
Their
particular item.
calamari is
Yeah,
good.
I
I've
was
had it
like,
before.
Woo, and the servers there, not to promote him or anything, but that was some good service.
I told this man this. I don't know if I told you it or not. I actually prefer Fleming's over Capitol Grill. I think Capitol Grill just has a better name.
So the initial plan was to go to Capitol Grill, but it's like they're like, oh, we don't know if we have rooms. I called Fleming's. They answer the phone. Pretty much
They're
knew
not as
who I
busy.
was.
They're not as busy, yeah.
They knew who I was.
They
and
knew you were,
everything.
huh?
Yeah. I guess I've been there like twice, so they already knew who I was. And yeah,
Twice.
I was like, oh, that's kind of nice.
Twice in 1 week.
Well, I believe we've discussed places, destinations for, because we got a couple closings coming up on the books.
We do.
I feel like we've
We
been
have
discussing.
we have a stack list of closing coming up. So
Favorite cut of steak. You're going to Fleming's. What are you ordering? That's where we'll end this tonight.
So usually I get the fillet. Yesterday I went with the New York strip.
Oh, good
I
choice.
wanted something with more fat and a little bit more flavor, and I was like, okay, I like this.
You liked it?
I liked it. It was
Alright.
good. It was good. But usually I'm a filet mignon guy.
I'm 100% a filet guy, but if I try a good New York strip from somewhere, I like that. Like if you're looking for something with a little more fat, you know, then I like that cut. I like that cut. But filet usually is my go-to.
So I'm a filet mignon guy through and through and through and through.
And through and through.
But if I want a fattier cut of meat just for that extra flavor it
Yep.
does add, I would usually go ribeye.
Ooh, okay.
But if you can find someone that can actually cook a flank steak, marinate it, tenderize it, a good flank steak with some chimichurri.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Now you're
I'm
talking.
getting hungry. We might have
Now
to get
you're-
some food after this episode.
I think we have to go get some
Well,
food.
I think we wrap this up, guys. It's been a good episode. Cheers,
Absolutely.
guys.
Cheers.
Thanks you guys for coming out. Like and subscribe. Hit that button. We'll see you
Thank
next
you guys
time.
for joining us for episode numero dos. Now it's time for the beer review, and again, we are at one of my favorite places, Moniker, in downtown Providence. Well, a couple of minutes from downtown Providence, so we know how you guys know how this goes. We get to get a review of the beer that we had today.
There you go.
Manny, what did you have?
Let's take a sip real quick.
Cheers.
Yeah, I had an IPA.
I had a sour.
You had a sour, and
I had a lager.
One sip. Everybody knows the rules, sir.
if you know me, if you tune into episode 1, or if you follow my stories online, I love a good IPA. That's a good IPA, nice and cold. Went down smooth. I like the hoppiness, a little citrus in there, so I'm happy. I'm
All
gonna
right.
say 8.5 out of 10.
All right.
Oh, that's-
All right.
That's pretty
I feel
good.
good. It's nice beer.
We're gonna let you go last, Mr. Beer. I like the sour beers. I like a bite in my food. I like my cheddar sharp. I like, I want my beer to bite. I won't lie. The sour had a long live. Was the best beer I've ever had in my life. This is a good beer. It's good beer. It's a very good beer. If I gave it 9.1 to that other sour, it's like an 8.3. 8.3.
That's a
Okay,
great-
so
8.3.
solid.
It's a very good beer. I'd have it again in a second.
There you go. I don't do sours. I stick to my IPAs, but we each like what we like.
Yeah. Yeah.
Francis?
Well, this is the place where I come to if I want a good lager type of beer. They
There
had
you
like a Mexican beer, a Mexican lager a couple weeks ago. That's probably my favorite from here. So when it comes to lagers or anything like that, this is my go-to spot.
Okay.
So not to mention like the whole outdoor space and all that. So today I had another lager. I will give for a lager, I'll give this one an 8.9.
Hey,
Which
all right.
is pretty good. Again, you can't go wrong. We're getting any beer here, but especially their lagers, they're always amazing. So check them out. Stop by. It's in Providence. They have plenty of seating. They always have a food truck.
Indoor, outdoor. They have TVs that they show sports on, so that's cool.
They have
Plus.
TVs.
Yeah.
That's a
And
plus.
you might bump into me. Or
Correct.
Ray. Or Manny.
Probably him.
I would say Francis.
Probably him.
I actually have a listing like right down the road.
See?
So
I'm feeling a little hungry, fellas.
Well, let's wrap this up and get some food, guys. Cheers. On to the next one.
I'm
See
Ray
you guys
Lambert.
Next week. I am Francis Geraldo.
Rockstar Manny Pagan.
Bye, everybody. Bye.
Nos vemos.
Take it easy.